Again, Harden. That's his eighth.
And he got fouled.
Last night, the Clippers scored 151 points against the Indiana Pacers, and James Harden was hitting threes left and right. He had 8 3-pointers in this game, and let me play this clip for y'all. He had 4 straight threes in the fourth quarter. If y'all did not see it, you know what I'm saying? Here it is. The first one, a little step back, the iconic little step back. Let me skip ahead. Little size up on Obi Toppin. Oh my God, he's getting in the groove. The fourth one, the last one, is the crazy one, and I'm sure y'all have seen it. I literally played it for the intro, but oh my God, the step back on the left wing, that's in. And then this one is the crazy one. Look at this step back. I think it's that Buddy Hield. Oh my God, 4-point play. Bro started doing snow angels on the court. He was screaming at the top of his lungs, screamed into the camera at the end there. I guess it's not in this video. If James Harden continues to play like this, it's going to be scary for the NBA. The Clippers, we know they're a team with a ton of talent. Paul George, Kawhi, you got Harden now. Of course, Westbrook's off the bench. That's pretty much it. You got some solid role pieces. We'll talk more about it later. But the main thing we got to talk about, James Harden dropped 35 points, 3 boards, 9 assists. You guys can see the numbers right here. He only played 28 minutes. Only needed 28 minutes to put up 35 on great efficiency. 72% from the 3. He shot 8 for, I believe it was 11, maybe 8 for 12. I think it was 8 for 11 from 3. He was knocking them down. I can't lie, bro. I was watching the game and all I could think about was, what is it? 2018-ish Harden, bro. When he would go out there and give you 30 every single night, bro. If he could keep this up, the Clippers are going to be scary. They're 16-10. They're on a, I believe, 8-game winning streak. When he first went to the Clippers, it was not looking good. People were saying this Clippers team is done. James Harden is washed. He's the problem. Literally everyone is going on ESPN. I think maybe it was Skip Bayless might have said something. I forget who exactly, but I remember someone saying, actually, I think it was Nick Wright. But he was saying like James Harden went to, you know, Brooklyn, the Sixers, the Clippers, all these different teams. Then he requests trades and he needs to look in the mirror and realize he's the problem. But he's starting to look good. Obviously, it's not the playoffs. The only thing that really matters is the playoffs. So we're going to have to wait and see how this Clippers team really plays out. If we take a look at the Western Conference standings, you guys can see the Clippers are 16-10, and they're in the mix. They're in the pack with a bunch of these teams, from the Kings all the way down to the Pelicans or the Lakers. Pretty much 4 through 8 is pretty fluid. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to be moving a lot over the next few days and weeks. The Clippers are 16-10. And you guys can't, yeah, it's not on the screen. I don't want to go full screen with the standings, so you're just gonna have to take my word. But the Clippers are 11-3 at home and 5-7 on the road. And I'd like to bet that 5-7 came when James Harden had just got to the team. I bet they were on a road trip, because I know when Harden got there, I think they lost like at least 4 games in a row with Harden, maybe 5, 6. I know it was now looking good. Now they're on an 8-game win streak. They're 9-1 in their last 10. And before we stop talking about James Harden, take a look at his recent game log. 35 points, of course, last game with 9 assists, only in 28 minutes. The game prior to that, another 28-minute game, 10 points, not the best, but he had 12 assists. Something I've noticed, especially over this Clippers winning streak here, you guys can see they haven't lost in the month of December. That's actually crazy. That's a lot of wins just piling up right there. But something I noticed is Harden finds a way to positively impact the Clippers games, at least in December, every single game, whether it's scoring, whether it's passing. You guys see here, 3 games against the Warriors, 28 points, 15 assists, 7 rebounds. I think that is the game where I almost put a higher on his points. It was like 17.5. Again, I use underdog, but that's besides the point, because Harden against the Warriors, I believe it is, hasn't scored under, I want to say it's like 20 points or 25 points against the Warriors since 2018. Like every time he plays the Warriors, apparently Harden goes off. I remember he had like 16 points in the first quarter. It was crazy, off to a great start. But yeah, Harden just fills the stat sheet, positively impacts winning every night. He's been getting a lot of steals, even some blocks, 15 points here, 7 assists here. And I mean, you guys see it. Even when he's not scoring, he's getting assists. A 20-11 game. In the month of December, he's averaging 18 points per game with about 10 assists per game, 9.9. And yeah, Harden's just been hooping, bro. He's been hooping. And again, you have to start to wonder, how is this Clippers team going to be in the playoffs. I honestly, this like is off topic, but I cannot wait for the NBA playoffs. That's actually like, bro, last playoffs was so fire. This playoffs is going to be so good. There's just so many questions, like which team's really going to prove themselves and just all that, bro. It's such a great time. But take a look at the Clippers. 24 points per game for Kawhi Leonard, 22.7 for Paul George. You got Harden, you got Norman Powell. So again, I'm just talking about the roster construction here. I think they have a pretty good roster construction. You've been seeing it work out. 8 straight wins. So I mean, a lot of these teams you look at, you know, I've talked about the Mavs before. We've looked into some teams like the Lakers. Lakers aren't that bad of a roster, but say the Mavs. Like, I think the Mavs need a little bit of help. Some of these other teams, but the Clippers, I don't know if they necessarily need that much help. Zubac is a okay center. You know, he's serviceable for a starting center. He's okay. So I don't think they need to go out and get some crazy center. And as far as the depth on this team, they got Norman Powell. Bones Highland is dealing with a knee injury, but also I'm pretty sure they just like cut his minutes. So, I mean, he's a good player too. So they just have too many guards on this team. Maybe you go and trade Bones Highland at the trade deadline for a forward or maybe a center. I don't know, because they don't really use him. Daniel Tice is the newly acquired addition there. Terrence Mann, another great player off the bench. Like, they got scorers, bro. Mann can score. Powell can score off the bench. And of course, you have Russell Westbrook too. So this is a team that's pretty loaded at the guard spot. Again, that's why Bones Highland hasn't been getting minutes. So, I mean, I think they have the team to go far in the playoffs. I don't see why not. I mean, well, I kind of do see why not. There's a few other teams I like more, like the Nuggets. You know, if they play the Nuggets, it's going to be kind of tough to, you know, win that series. But of course, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to see how it plays out. Cade Cunningham absolutely torched the Atlanta Hawks for 43 points. But of course, and this shouldn't be a surprise, it kind of is when you factor in that he just dropped 43 points. But Pistons didn't win. They're 2-25. They have not won since before Halloween, bro. That was crazy in November, like when it was Thanksgiving. That was like kind of crazy, like that a team hasn't won in almost a month before Halloween. Bro, it's about to be Christmas. Christmas is in 6 days, which is actually crazy because I don't know, it doesn't even feel like that to me. Does it feel like it's about to be Christmas to y'all? Let me know in the comments. But it's in 6 days. And if the Pistons pass Christmas and still haven't won a game since before Halloween, I think their last one was October 29th, maybe the 30th, one of those 2 days. That's absurd. If it goes to the new year, nah, that's an all-time worst. That's the worst team in NBA history. Because at that point, you're too deep in the hole, bro. I think they need to get, what is it, over like 8-9 wins, maybe 10 to not be the worst team in NBA history. If you go past the new year and you still haven't got a win, what are they going to be? 2-30? Maybe worse than that, 2-31, 2-33. Like, bro, there's no coming back from that because you're not even going to go on a 3-game win streak. I guarantee. Pistons probably not going on a 3-game win streak. It's looking clear for them, but Cade Cunningham, the bright spot for them. Of course, their best player with the most potential. 43 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists on 66% from the field, 60% from the three, 89 from the free throw line, 3 steals, 1 block. He filled up the stat sheet, but they lost. How do you lose? Cade scoring 43 and 3 steals and a block, 7 assists, 5 boards. He had a negative plus minus somehow, -2. So that is insane to me. Chet Holmgren is a rookie, obviously, and he is absolutely unreal. And he didn't even put up, the craziest numbers. If you look at it, 17 points, 6 boards, 2 assists. But what he did do that is absolutely crazy is right here, 7 blocks. I think that's the highest he's gotten in a single game. It wouldn't surprise me if he's gotten more, but he's a guy, and I was literally thinking this before this game. So this is like a LeBron moment, or whatever you're gonna say, like I'm lying or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like the LeCap memes, all that. But I was thinking Chet Holmgren, I feel like, is going to get some triple double. Like, he definitely will. He's gonna get some triple doubles with blocks in his career. I'm calling it now. I don't know what the most is, or who has the most triple doubles with blocks, but Chet and also Wemby, probably Wemby's more likely for this, but one of them might get the most triple doubles with blocks ever by the time their career is done, because Chet and Wemby get so many blocks. Off topic, but I think Wemby is going to lead the league in blocks maybe his entire career. I don't see why not. He's already tied with, I think, Brook Lopez. I didn't check after last night's games. I'm not sure if they played. I don't know. I think, yeah, the Bucks played, but the Spurs didn't. but they're both at 3 blocks per game. Wemby, I think, could pass Brook Lopez. I don't see why not. He's been absolutely heating up in the blocks category. I don't see why Wemby can't be the blocks leader for literally his entire career. He's insane. Quick shout out to Fred VanVleet, who's been absolutely hooping. The Rockets are 13-11. They were a little bit better. They've been taking some L's. They just lost to the Cavs in overtime. It was a really good game. If you guys are watching, Donovan Mitchell at 37. But Fred's been hooping 27 points and 17 assists. Now, this is kind of off top. Well, it's not really because it's about Fred, but I had Fred in fantasy. I had him at the beginning of the year, and this was before he started playing pretty much 40 to 45 minutes a game. They literally don't take him out of the game. When he was in Toronto, they didn't take him out of the game either. But at the beginning of the year, they were taking him out of the game. And also, I noticed with Fred, he's passing a lot. Like when he was with Toronto, he was not passing like this. He probably had 6 assists per game. He's averaging 8.5 assists per game. 17 assists this game against the Cavs with 27 points. He's a guy that pretty much every night you expect, or you're not surprised if he has 10 assists now, bro. Fred, I don't know what's gotten into him, but his passing has started to get crazy. Are we even surprised at this point? Joel Embiid put up a 40 bomb against the Chicago Bulls. They lost the game though, so shout out to the Bulls. The Bulls sneaking away a win here against the 76ers. I don't know what's going on in Chicago. They're about to trade Zach LaVine, it kind of feels like. Caruso's in and out of the lineup. Kobe White's playing like Kobe Bryant. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. They got some weird things going on. They randomly beat the red hot 76ers. But Embiid, 40 points. He's averaging 34.2, 14 boards in this one with 6 assists. He is my MVP at this point in the season, and we are absolutely not surprised that he dropped 40 and 14 against the Bulls. An absolute random 34-point game from Benedict Mathurin against the Clippers. Of course, they lost by almost 30, but Benedict Mathurin off the bench, I think he played 35 minutes. Gotta give him his flowers. 35 minutes, 6 boards, 2 assists with 34 points. I don't know. No one really expected that from him off the bench. I've talked about it in previous videos. Literally last video, I talked about Scotty Barnes and how he's kind of taken over as that leader of the Raptors teams, where I thought it would be more so Pascal this year. Scotty Barnes, 22 and 17 and 7. You can't even leave off the assist. But the main reason I want to talk about him, 17 boards. Bro, I don't know who Scotty Barnes think he is. He's averaging 9 boards per game. This guy rebounds like crazy for his height, and just, I don't know, bro. I had to mention it. 17 boards is crazy. I know people usually get a lot of boards against the Hornets. They're just, especially last year, more so last year. Like anytime a center was going up against the Hornets, you knew they were going to get at least 10 boards. But Scotty Barnes with 17 against them, have to give him his flowers. The NBA's been fire lately. Like I said, James Harden is playing like prime James Harden. I wonder how long this is gonna last. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys think it's about to run out next game? He's about to continue this all the way through the playoffs? Is it only gonna last one more week? Let me know what y'all think. Sub up if you've been watching the videos. It's a new channel. We're almost at 400 subs. I'd appreciate it if you could sub up and click the video popping up on your screen right here if you guys haven't seen it yet.